What's so funny, TSM?
It's the makeup nurse, you better fix your ways. The makeup nurse, she bout to fix your face. It's the makeup nurse, you better fix your ways. It's the makeup nurse, she bout to fix your face. Makeup nurse, the 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 makeup nurse. It's the makeup nurse, you better fix your ways. The makeup nurse, she bout to fix your face. It's the makeup nurse, better fix your ways. It's the makeup nurse, she bout to fix your face. Makeup.
I'm back! Welcome back to my channel. The struggle is real with Pajami the makeup nurse. Today is Tarte Tuesday, and it's National Pickle Day, Seatbelt Day, Family PJ Day. Oh, I wish I could wear my PJs. Diabetes Day, and Spicy Guacamole Day. All right, let's get started, and we are going to start with the Tarte Baba Balm Moisturizer. And my face needs it. I mean, I've been doing really good on my skincare every day and night, but man, my face just really has been needing the moisture. Okay, and then we're going to use, again, we're going to use the Fresh Pressed shade in the Sugar Rush Lip Oil on my lips. I do smell something today. That's a good sign. Okay, then we're going to use the Awake by Tarte, the Sunshine Stick, for my under my eyes. Oh my gosh, I remember using this. I thought this was a highlighter. Remember that? Some of you will remember. It's like, what the heck? And then I googled it. I'm like, oh, it's not a liquid highlight. All right, now we're going to use the Shadow Insurance by Too Faced. For eye primer. And then we are going to use the Too Faced Major Love. This is the closest I had to either pickle or guacamole, and this is supposed to be pears. The closest I could get. And the colors, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like pickle and guacamole. It's supposed to smell like pears, but I'm not smelling it today. Okay, we're going to go in with Surrender Your Love to begin with. You know what? No, we aren't. We're going to go in with this shade here, which is Squad Goals, to begin with. Hopefully it. You know, I thought I had something with pickles and avocado, but I looked and I didn't even have it in my iHeart Revolution. I know there was a collab with Chipotle with some brand a long time ago. I can't remember. It's been a couple years now. I didn't get it because I'm not one to get something like that because of the packaging or themes, unless it's scented. Okay, now let's go in with that shade Surrender Your Love. This girl that I work with, whenever I go there, because I have 2 hospitals I have to go to, so I alternate. Every time I've been going there, and I have to talk with her, you know, and she's like, I just love your eyeshadow, the colors and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I haven't told anybody here yet about my channel. Everywhere I go, I'm very hesitant, and I'm made to like one person or a couple people, depending on how close I get with them. But otherwise, I don't mention my channel. Okay, then we're going to use, let's use this pretty dark green shade, which is, it looks like Shore Leave. Shore Leave. This might not be pickles or avocado, but at least it's green. I like that. This was the closest to Tarte Toothpaste that I could do for pickle or spicy guacamole. Now, I'm not a spicy person. I can't. Let's go back in with this brush. I can't handle it, but oh my goodness, my husband loves spicy. Okay, then we're going to go in. Let's go in with On Duty here and with this other green shade. And kind of just put that as like a divider. Okay, but let's go back in. I feel like there's fallout falling. I never really was able to smell this one. I know some people have said that it's not consistent. I mean, I love Too Faced, don't get me wrong, and Tarte, that's why I do this. But it's frustrating because the scents aren't consistent between people, I guess. Because like I can't really smell that, and I don't think it's my scent. And other people have said the same thing. And the quality of the formulas between like palettes aren't the same either. It's like the cardboard versus the tin. It seems like, okay, you made cheaper packaging, but how come the formula is different? It's like they're trying, and the price point isn't much different. And then oh, sorry guys, I forgot to tell you, this is the Tarte, hold on, Double Take Awake eyeliner. Okay, and then let's do the brightener side. Even though, like I said, I feel like it washes me out too much. Alright, now we're going to use the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Ooh, is it almost gone? No, it can't be. Well, it's kind of poking out between the... Even though I can't get this off, I can get into it. So it's not completely gone because I feel it. It's just that the pump obviously is like, you know, it's probably not deep enough into it. Okay, we're going to use the Tarte Tuesday lotion. Ooh, I just squirted out. Okay. And then we're going to mix it with this Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation. As always, I do this because this is a serum and the lotion kind of thickens it up. Okay. I'm going to use the Too Faced Mr. Perfect foundation brush. There's my son. Just called. He's walking the dogs. Still have that blemish. So try to cover it up a little bit. Today, everybody's gonna be at this like leader, they call it Leader Live. It's like where all the leaders go and whatever. But because I'm an interim employee, I don't get to go, which I'm okay with because I don't want to spend all day at something, especially. Okay, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer, just because it was right here. But I used to go to those things, and they're sometimes fun, and you get free food. That's the nice thing. But I'm so over them because a lot of times they're good in theory, but everywhere I've been to it, everybody's like, oh yes, this would be so great, blah blah blah, and they go through, they're all excited and they're like, I'm gonna make a difference and go back and they're gonna make all these changes, and then guess what, the next day everything's the same and nothing gets done. So I guess they're good for you know, temporarily getting the leaders excited. But and I don't know exactly what they're doing for this one, but I'd rather just be left alone, work my day today, and have a quiet day because everybody's gone. They canceled all the huddles, so I don't have to worry about huddles this morning because, you know, obviously no one's going to be there, and I can just get caught up with stuff. Kind of straighten out these lines here from where the concealer was. Okay, now we're going to use the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Now, you might think, wow, Jamie, you kind of have a bad attitude. And I probably do about it. But the reason is, and yes, it's probably okay, you're making excuses or whatever. This is one reason why I do my travel job, because my job, I have the responsibility of the entire hospital, but no authority. How do you get things done when you have the responsibility and everything falls on you, but unless the leader is like, oh, okay, I'll do this, you have no control over what the CNO, which is the Chief Nursing Officer, CFO, COO, the Chief Operating Officer, or anybody does. And you can say, I think we need to do this, but if I've had some not so good leaders in my past, and they'll be like, well, we don't have time, or we don't have the resources, or we don't have this, I don't have the bandwidth. So all I can do is try to convince them and then say, well, what can I do to help you, and how do we get this accomplished? I can do this, I can do that, I can run a project, I can do. And but then I get other excuses. Well, we don't have the staff to look into that. We don't have I can't take my staff off the floor. We're short-staffed. I get so many excuses. I even had one CNO tell me that, Jamie, you can't talk to my staff. Really, you're over almost the entire hospital, because that's nursing, CNAs, and everything else. So I'm not supposed to talk to them. How do I do my job, and how do I make improvements? And so it just, like, every day I'm banging my head against the wall. And so what I've learned to do is, one, go interim, and so it's the same. Every hospital has its issues, but it might be different leaders. One hospital might be the COO, or like the person over facilities, or another hospital might be the CNO, or whatever it is. So there's always those leaders. So what I've learned to do is go in and figure out which leader I can work with, because I am only temporary. As much as I want to improve healthcare and make hospitals safe for all of you, I'm only one person, and I just do what I can. Okay, we're going to use the Grape Pop Glow in the Peach Bloom Lip and Cheek Tint by Too Faced. And there's lots of times I'm like, I wish Joint Commission or CMS or somebody would come in here, cite us, so I can get it fixed. Because sometimes that's the only way to get it fixed, is a regulatory body coming in, seeing it, but not all that. They don't see it all the time, and then they leave and they're like, yep, we weren't cited on it. And I'm like, I so wanted to be like, look at this. but then yeah, I'd get in trouble for that. Not that I really care about getting in trouble. I do, but I don't. All right, so now we have the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow for liquid highlight. There's been times, some hospitals, after I've left, I wanted to call CMS, because anybody can call CMS. You can call CMS if you wanted to on a hospital with a complaint, and they have to come visit. Joint Commission used to, if say a patient made a complaint, and they'll send out a response, or they'll send out the letter to the hospital, and then my job, that's me, would look into it and have to investigate, and then I'd have to write a response to them. And sometimes it could be legit, sometimes it could be like, no, I'm sorry, the patient was wrong. Okay, now we're going to use the Too Faced Mr. Right Now brush with the Do You setting powder from Too Faced. But yeah, but if, say, I'm investigating and I'm like, okay, this is not legit. Oh, well, this is not not completely legit, but we did find opportunities, and this is what we're going to do about it, or whatever. And then the Joint Commission would either accept it or not. And if it sounded egregious enough, they could just come on site and investigate. Now, they have to come on site and investigate every single complaint, even if it sounds like it's just either a disgruntled employee or a disgruntled patient, I guess. Because, you know, you get some, obviously, I take every complaint seriously that I get, but there are some that's like, yeah, this person was just mad about everything, because you can't make everybody happy. But I do investigate everything and take it serious. All right, and then we're going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, because I am in the mindset that even if we didn't really do anything wrong, we can always make improvements. So I look at everything. I look at all the process and be like, oh, well, you know what? Okay, this wasn't even part of the complaint or the reason of the complaint, but I did identify this. So let's look at this process and let's fix it. Because healthcare is so inefficient. I mean, we spend billions and billions of dollars on supplies that we throw away every year. And it's because they don't use a good enough system to monitor their inventory. Where's my... Here it is. And it's a shame. And you know how I am about throwing things away. I mean, at the hospital, I have to. You know, I even have to throw things away that's not quite expired, but it's coming due, because you know what? If and the reason I do that is because it could be missed. If it's coming up due, it could sit on that shelf and go past due, and then we could, you know, get in trouble if like if a surveyor comes in and they see expired supplies, you get cited for that. Or expired food in the fridge, or, you know, whatever. So that's one thing. Whenever I do my rounds, I look for expired stuff whenever I do my rounds, so we can get rid of them. And if it's within even sometimes that month, depending on what the product is or how long it could probably stay on the shelf, I'll get rid of it, even if it's like October but doesn't expire until November, because people are so busy, nurses are busy and all that, and they might miss it by the next month, right? So, but as you know, I don't follow that rule at home. Otherwise, almost all my makeup will be gone. Okay, now let's use the Too Faced Sugar Peach Face and Eye Shadow, or Eye Palette. Face and Eye Palette. No, that's the first time I even paid attention to that. This is an eye palette. I've only used it for my face. Okay, let's use these two shades like I normally do. The Sugared Peach and, I don't know, Peach Honey, I think it says. Trying to use up these shades that are all over the place. It's a pretty mix, though. I mean, I guess you could use this palette for, I mean, you can use any palette for face or eyes, I mean, but, I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, now we're going to use, hold on, the Mr. Chisel contour brush that I use for highlight, and we're going to just use this Peach Pearl highlight that's in here. But yeah, I am sorry. I ramble on. I love my job so much because I like to make improvements, but it's also very frustrating because they need to give me more authority if they really want to make changes in healthcare. They need, like I always say, I need to be, and I'm not just saying this because I want my money or whatever, I need to be under the CEO and I need to have authority over everything. The chief operating officer, chief nursing officer, chief medical officer, I don't care, because I need to have authority just to, tell doctors and nurses and whatever to try to get things to happen. Otherwise, they're like, oh, we don't need to do that. Oh, no, we'll worry about that later, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go in with this shade here, which was the squad goals, with a little bit of the green that we have, and put underneath our eye. Yeah, I always tell them, I'm like, you guys aren't unique, because every hospital thinks they're unique. And every hospital gives me the exact same excuse. We're short-staffed, and trust me, I know they are. We're short-staffed, we don't have time, we don't have the bandwidth, we're spread thin. Jamie, you don't understand, our population is different. You're no different than every hospital has a unique demographic for their area. And it's no different from some other hospitals I've been to with the same type of demographic. So, and I tell them, I hear this everywhere I go, and instead of making the excuse, let's figure out a way to fix it. Okay, anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry, guys. All right, let's go in with this shade, I Want You. Oh, I forgot to do my brows. Okay, let's do my brows. And we're going to go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Brownie Brows. Oh. Smells like chocolate brownies. So anyway, I wanted to talk about diabetes. For Diabetes Day, and I got so sidetracked. Sorry, guys. So with diabetes, you really want to make sure you keep your blood sugar under control, because what happens is when your blood sugar is out of control, it thickens up your blood. If it thickens up your blood, it can't move as smooth through your body, and that's how it affects all your vital organs, like your kidneys or your extremities, or like legs and stuff. You have more poor circulation because of that, and that's why you see a lot of people say, oh, that looks like a diabetic foot, or maybe amputations, because the circulation isn't as good throughout your body, and your legs are like the furthest away from your heart, right? So, and it has to pump upwards as well. So it's going to be a little worse or harder to do. So that's why you need to keep your blood sugar within normal limits. And okay, we're going to use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara, just because it's sitting here. But yeah, so you want to keep your blood sugar normal, and so it doesn't thicken up. And if you do get a scratch or something on your legs or feet, make sure you really monitor that and take care of it, because it can go worse. It can go into a major infection. You might need that could lead to an amputation. It could lead to other things. In fact, my husband's cousin, he was about 43 at the time. He was about my age, because they're 3 years older than me, so probably my age now, what I am now. And he had diabetes. He was overweight, and he had a cut on his leg, and it wasn't healing because of diabetes. And of course, he just kind of let it grow. It was during COVID, so a lot of things were virtual, and so he was on antibiotics, but they obviously weren't working very well. And then I know he did have, I don't know if I know the whole timeline, but I know he did have a doctor's appointment. They did do a virtual, but he was also like procrastinating, like, oh, it's fine, I'm on antibiotics, it'll be fine. Well, he ended up going to the ER. He was in septic shock, and he ended up dying after a day being in the hospital and on the ventilator. And what sepsis does is it's an infection that goes to your blood, and it's in your blood, so it's hitting all your vital organs, and slowly your organs start shutting down because of the infection in your blood, and they can't fight it. So, all right, let's go back in and finish our eyes. But so yeah, really make sure you're looking at your feet, making sure like even get a mirror, because if you can't see the bottom of your feet, depending on how flexible you are. I know in my older age I'm not as flexible. I was a gymnast back when I was in for 10 years when I was a kid, but I'm not flexible no more. So depending on that, you might want to use a mirror. I forgot to do this side on the top. Okay, I keep rambling, sorry. But anyway, use your mirror, check your feet. And for your blood sugar, obviously you'll take most diabetics will check it every day, at least 2 to 3 times a day, sometimes maybe 4. But even then, when you go to the doctor, you need to get your hemoglobin A1C done, which monitors the blood sugar for 3 months, like how it's been within 3 months. All right, we're going to use the Tarte, the Lip Architect. So that's why they check the hemoglobin A1C, because your one-time fasting blood sugar might be fine, but how well did you control it? Were you at the, like my sister, she's diabetic, and she goes to the bar and drinks. Her hemoglobin A1C is so high, it's in 11 point something, and it should be like, gosh, I want to say 5. I could be off on that. 5 point something or 5. Somewhere around 5. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. But yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? 11 point like 1 or whatever? Yeah, I could be off on that number, but it's somewhere around 5. Okay, I'm just going to use this Too Faced lip gloss because it's here in the shade Hidden Talents. I don't know if it really matches, but whatever. Oh, there's a hair. Yeah, so diabetes can affect every organ. You know, it can lead to heart attack and stroke if the blood sugar gets too thick, because you know that goes to your heart too, not just your legs. But most people will probably see when they think of diabetes, they think of the legs and that kind of stuff, because of that's what they see most. You know, they might see, oh, that person's got amputation. It must have been from diabetes, or look at that diabetic leg, or whatever. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm just rambling today. Alright, Too Faced Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. Oh my gosh, it must be leaking. Ugh. It smells so good. even though it's leaking. Alright, so this is it for Tarte Tuesday. Let me know what you think down below. And the riddle of the day is, which animal is the most religious? Comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!